Help! Just certainly the podcast intro. I've been invaded by a certain feline friend who he really wants the spotlight today, to say the least. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Level 1 podcast. How are you all doing this lovely Monday morning? I guess Jasper's doing good, considering hogging the spotlight today. Yes, look at this. I hope I find you all well. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying the new week as it has begun here. I'm excited for today. Today is, boy, what do you say? Difficult day, stress day. I mean, complete opposite of yesterday, which was React Day. Today I'm doing all challenging gameplay on my streams, with the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC on the first stream, and then Street Fighter 6 returning on the late stream for a session of Zangief before we jump into the M. Bison release this coming Wednesday. So, I hope that you guys are on board for that. Interestingly enough, what I find hilarious is no matter what I do in regards to new games or DLC releases or whatever, I'm always doing it wrong. And what I mean by that is, the other day, I was stating how my first stream of Elden Ring's DLC did great. There was good support, although admittedly it was because one person had dropped a giant tip. But overall, the engagement was great, and there was other contributions as well, and I was excited. Oh, I guess people are really excited to see me do this DLC. And then the Friday night stream, second stream for that particular day, actually was slower than a Friday Night Fights of Street Fighter 6. And then the next day, when I actually redeemed the playthrough, beat the Death Knight, respect, went back and triumphantly beat all the things that had kicked my butt the first day, it was actually more of the same. And so I criticized that, saying, I don't really know what's going on, what people want, because it seemed like people wanted this game all year, saying this is the big one that everyone wants to see me do. I mean, even doing my second run in Elden Ring, and finishing that up, the Magic run, people were hyped. And this, I don't know, it just didn't seem as hyped to me. And I get two answers, right? The first answer is, oh, well, it's because you're playing it too slow. I'm playing it too slow. So I played it 5.5 hours on the first day, right? And then I played it 3+ hours actually 3.5 hours on the second day. So actually, I'm technically about 9 hours into it within not even a day of it being out, right? And I'm playing it too slow. Oh yeah, all the other streamers have bum rushed the game and they're near the end. It just came out. It's a 30 to 40 hour DLC, and they bum rushed it, skipped all the content, and they're at the end. You want me to do that? Because that was my old style of gameplay. And, that was my old style of gameplay, and no one liked it. That was what I used to do, all right? Way, 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 way back in the day. And quite frankly, people criticize me saying you rush through games too much and you don't do enough content, you don't take your time, your playthroughs aren't representative of the true nature of the game, and your reviews are bunk because of it, right? I just find that hilarious. So then I start reading my video comments, and I get a big comment from someone saying, well, I think maybe the reason is because you're playing it too much. Most people are playing it over the weekend themselves, and so they're going to stay away from other people, playing it, and that's why. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense either, because take a look at other streamers. Do they have no views on this playthrough? You know what I'm saying? And by the way, for the record, it's not that I don't have no views at all. It's kind of the opposite. I have lots of viewers, but it's not translating into people liking it enough that they're actually supporting it. The first stream was great. The second and third streams actually were slow for streams for me, especially for like a big new release. Like, what happened, right? In contrast, I played Stardew Valley on Saturday night, and it was actually 3 times as supported as the previous 2 Elden Ring streams. Stardew Valley. So what I'm learning, all right, quite frankly, is that over time, people are coming to me and my content for various different reasons, okay? There definitely are people who come to DSPGaming to see me tackle the new releases and to get my opinions on them and stuff like that. But that's definitely not my entire audience anymore. At one point it was, absolutely it was. But I can tell you right now, what's happening is as I'm getting older, right? And I am becoming more of a social streamer, which I think we can all agree, right? I very much more am leaning toward, instead of me being hyper-focused on a game, I like the streams more. Well, not necessarily more, but I like doing streams more often, where it's more about us hanging out, having a good time, talking, and chilling while there maybe is gameplay going on, or maybe I'm reacting to something, right? Hell, there's even been times when we couldn't figure out what to play. I said, let's just do a late night chill stream where we just talk for 2 hours. And the chill stream does really, really well. Great engagement, great support compared to the gameplay streams I've been doing recently. So I think what's happening is, as I get older, and let's be honest, more mature, more wise, less of an asshole, people are enjoying my company more. And so they're going to want that kind of stream more. And so when a giant high profile new release that's super difficult, like Elden Ring's DLC comes out, there is still an audience of people who come to see me play it right away, but there's others who are like, well, you know what? I can't really hang out with you when you play Elden Ring. You're concentrating because you're going to die every possible second or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And Bone Nose Tecmo says, I don't think you identify with your audience anymore. These Zoomers watching just don't have the attention span. But Bone Nose Tecmo, I think the point I'm making is, that's not my whole audience. It was back in the day. When I was at first a YouTuber making gameplay videos, it was all about the low attention span, fast moving, give us instant gratification viewer, right? Now, it's more of a balance. I do have people who are older, who've been along for the ride with me for a while, and they like the different style. In fact, to give you some perspective, okay? I can pull up the analytics literally right now. If I go to my audience, and I go to demographics, are you ready for this? 50%, that's half of my audience, is between the ages of 25 and 34. 21% of my audience is between the ages of 35 and 44. So with those 2 age groups, young adults into middle age is 70% of my viewers. So what percentage of my viewers are young and want instant gratification and have low attention spans? 18%. They're 18 to 24, and actually 13 to 17-year-olds, 1%. So no teenagers are actually watching me. It's young adults into middle age. And if you're curious, after that, it's 45 to 54-year-olds, 6%. So that's what it is as people are getting older now, they're not about the whole crazy run into the new game, instant gratification, rush through it anymore, right? They want to sit back and watch me play Stardew and hang out with me. They want to go on a chill stream and have a good time. They want to relax as I react to something. You know, that's more our pace, and that's cool. That's totally fine. You know, I'm not upset with that whatsoever. I'm happy to do that, and as I get older, that's what's going to happen. And let's be honest, right? We will have to transition into kind of different kinds of content as I get older anyway. I won't be able to play Elden Ring and Street Fighter 6 forever. I'm happy that I'm 42 years old and I still am able to. That's pretty cool, you know? But as I get older, it's going to change, right? My hand-eye coordination, my carpal tunnel, all these things are going to make it so that I can't really do that kind of stuff anymore, right? So anyway, I just find it an interesting observation that I just matter-of-fact report that the first Elden Ring stream did outstanding, and then the second and third ones actually didn't do so well. And I get 2 completely different reasons why. Because you're not playing it fast enough. Everyone else is way ahead of you. Because everyone else is playing it. They're not watching, you know, you. So therefore, you know, you're playing kind of, you know, too fast for them. You're ahead of them. And I'm like, what? like, like, I don't know. By the way, someone also asked, what's the demographic of genders? 92% male. 92.1% male, 7.4% female, 0.5% user specified. Whatever that means. I guess they didn't want to identify as either gender. So there you go. And as I've told you guys, I'm still 41 to 42% United States viewers, but more than half of my viewers are outside of the US. 58% of my viewership outside of the US. The UK being number 1 at 8.5%, Canada number 2 at 3.7%, Australia number 3, Russia number 4, Germany number 5. And then it just goes down into like other years, like Brazil, Netherlands, Portugal, Iceland. Yeah, pretty crazy. So there you go. Also, an overwhelming number of my viewers, all right, don't subscribe. 38% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel, according to this. So I guess what I should do is really start pushing for subscriptions. Subscribe to the channel, right? There you go. Okay. I froze. There we go. Yeah. If you watch this stuff, subscribe, man. Subscribe. Anyway, I will say this. The viewership on the playthrough after the fact is pretty decent. I think every video of Elden Ring has 1,000 views or more. I think one is like 900 or something like that. But they're climbing. And I'm sure that as I get further into the game and I start hitting different challenging bosses and the like, and I put those in the title of the videos, people will be interested in seeing those particular fights and stuff like that. I am excited for today. As I told you guys, the playthrough is saved because I respec. So now I can use 2 different weapons, the dual lightning axes or this ginormous anvil hammer. Both of which seem fun to use. So I'll maybe be alternating between the 2 depending on the situation. If one doesn't work, try switching to the other. And then I'll see if we find anything else. I did find another highest level somber smithing stone from killing that ghost flame dragon. So I would be able to get a 3rd new weapon up to max. If it is a special weapon, that is. So it should be fun. I'm excited to try out new stuff and this new build. By the way, I will say this. Everything that I suspected has been confirmed. Magic build was nerfed in the DLC. For example, the Dark Moon Greatsword, which I've been using, right, until I respec, has been nerfed dramatically. The startup and activation frames for the R2 magic swing has been dramatically slowed, and damage has been reduced by 1/3. So, right off the bat, gee, why am I not doing so well with the magic build? Because they nerfed it. You know, this is exactly the same situation of what happened with my Lightning Spears build in Dark Souls 2, where in the base game, it was insanely powerful, and then they nerfed it for the DLC. So there you go. But as long as I stick with the new weapons, apparently everyone is saying the new weapons are great. Like, all these new weapons found in the DLC are quite good. People are even saying there's tons of broken ones. Like, I saw a post on social media. He goes, I can't believe this is in the game. So it's like a hammer, a one-handed hammer. It looks like a big, meaty hammer. Almost like, you know, Hammer Brothers and Super Mario Brothers. They throw hammers. So it looks like that. And he charges it up. He swings, and he tosses the hammer as a projectile. It hits the enemy, insta-killing the enemy. And the hammer teleports back into the guy's hand. And he has, like, full stamina instantly. He's like, dude, this is broken as fuck. I could just stand around throwing the hammer the entire day. I never have to hit anything. That's in the game? Well, cool. Maybe I'll try that when I find it, right? It seems like they went crazy all out for this DLC, adding crazy kinds of content into it to try to make it fun. But at the same time, I am seeing people complain that there is, once again, an insane amount of recycled content, too. Like, someone says, when you get to the blue and red plains areas that you see at the beginning, they're down and you can't reach them at the bottom of the map. Once you get there, they look really nice, but then all of a sudden, immediately, you're fighting recycled bosses and content. Like, just all reused right away. And it's like, dude, it's fucking 40-hour DLC. You paid $40 for it. Why are they recycling content so often and so early? I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. So, anyway, I'm going to keep going. I'm excited right now I think if you remember where we left off, okay? If you remember where we left off, hold on. I had basically unlocked quite a few things that I can do. I think we're in a legacy dungeon, Castle Ensis, but we haven't found a way into the castle yet, but it's kind of a legacy dungeon because you can't, like, the horse is gone. So I can figure that out. Or there's a second legacy dungeon way off up in the hills that I found that we could check out. Or we could just keep exploring. And I'm almost feeling like I want to keep exploring a little bit because I want to explore the map more, see if I can unlock more of the map. Right now, we're still just in the base central area of the map. We haven't had any new areas, like, uncovered yet. And I would like to see some new areas, you know. Also, I will say this. There was something that I was suspecting about this DLC, okay? That I don't think it's ever fully confirmed in the DLC, but it seems like people who are these crazy fact hunters and researchers into Elden Ring have pretty much confirmed. All right? It's a minor spoiler. All right? So if you don't want to hear this, all right, I would say, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wave like this when I start talking about it. Close your ears or go away, and I will wave again when I'm done talking about it. Okay? You ready? So I'm going to talk about it in 3, 2, 1. Okay. So I was suspecting that this whole thing, this whole DLC, was kind of like the dream of Mikola. All right? Like, you're inside the dead body or the dead consciousness of Mikola, and this is his imagined version. Okay? That's actually looks like it's true, but it's almost like the name of the DLC is literal. Okay? What do I mean by that? It's called Shadow of the Erd Tree, right? Well, where do shadows cast? Underneath something when light is going down on them. Okay? So take a look at the map of Elden Ring. Then take a look at the map of Shadow of the Erd Tree. And you will figure out actually what the DLC is. And that's all I'm going to say because I don't want to further spoil. Let's see if you can figure it out. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with the spoilers. At least from what people are piecing together, that's a spoiler. But anyway, I'm actually excited to get further into the DLC now. And then when we get further into it, I will talk further about that. I don't want to go any further into it and spoil for people, but actually it actually makes the DLC a little bit more exciting for me now that I kind of know that. So some people don't even know what I was talking about, which is fine. I'm not going to mention it anymore because I don't want to spoil for people who don't want to be spoiled. Okay. Cool. All right. So I'm excited for Shadow of the Erd Tree on this first stream. I know I'm going to get views. I know I'll probably have some good engagement. I am hoping for good support. Since this is going to be a major daytime stream for a while, this DLC is so lengthy, I'm hoping that the support will at least be as good as a decent daytime stream is. We'll see what happens today, okay? Hopefully, that will happen, all right? Now, also, tonight, Street Fighter 6 on the late stream. Zangief again. Yes, I'm going to pick Zangief again. I'll probably do a couple matches of casual play just to get back into the swing of things. And then we're going to go online with Zangief, and hopefully I can get my ranking points up. We'll see. Keep in mind, this is just the little precursor to the big release of M. Bison on Wednesday, which everyone is excited for. Of course, everyone loves M. Bison being in Street Fighter. So we'll see, right? We shall see what happens. Hopefully I'll do well tonight, and hopefully on Wednesday, M. Bison will be a good character that I'll really like. So, okay. All right. So today, all day, very challenging gameplay, right? Tomorrow, it'll be a little different. Tomorrow, it'll be Elden Ring again, but then tomorrow night, Stardew Valley. So after having an Elden Ring stream, a Street Fighter 6 stream, and an Elden Ring stream, it'll sure be good to have a chill stream of Stardew Valley to break that stuff up. I think it's the perfect game to kind of break up all of the stressful gameplay that I'm doing along the way. All right, so that's excellent that I'm doing that. And then Wednesday, all day long, Street Fighter 6 on Wednesday, all day long, the new M. Bison release. I'm so happy I will have such reduced input lag, great visuals now. Maybe if I like Bison, I can play him well enough to get him to master. I don't know. I feel like I could have done that with Akuma. On day one, I could have got Akuma to master, but when I hit ranked, the fact that I had such input delay just completely stifled my efforts. And then I never even went back to try again. Since I have reduced input delay, I didn't even have a chance to go back to Akuma. With Bison, I feel like I can do it. I feel like I can get him to master fast. As long as I like the character, we'll have to see if I can figure out his build and everything. Because he's a hybrid, right? Like, he's not necessarily one style of character. A lot of people are saying he has good rush down and combos, but I'm not exactly sure if that's 100% how he's played. So, I guess we will see on Wednesday all day long. And then keep in mind, next week we'll balance. It'll be Elden Ring on day streams, balanced with other stuff at night. And also, I might do a major stream of Street Fighter 6 or 2 next week. We'll see. It'll depend on how things go. Like, Friday's going to be Elden Ring and Friday Night Fights. Saturday's going to be Elden Ring and Stardew Valley. Sunday's React Day, right? So then what I might do, I don't know if I want to do 3 straight days of Elden Ring. So maybe I'll break it up with something different, like Street Fighter 6 on a day stream one of those days. We'll see. I'll have to think about it. Anyway, all right, so good stuff. Thank you guys for being here. This is not going to be a lengthy or meaty podcast by any means. There's no real game news to talk about today. So instead, what I'd like to do is do some shout outs for the couple of tips that have come in so far and anything else that comes in. Maybe do a little bit of Q&A with you guys. And quite frankly, unless, we get into big topics, I would like to get to Elden Ring on the earlier side. But there is one topic that perhaps we should talk about. And we actually were talking about this yesterday. And I actually like this topic. What are things that I could do on stream that are not necessarily just sitting here playing a video game? Or maybe it would be doing something a little different with video games that you guys would enjoy. Like, for example, one of the things you're talking about would be like maybe me building a Lego model of a certain kind or a different kind of model, and then like just interacting and talking with you guys while I do it right here in the office. Another thing was like board games, like maybe getting a board game video game because that's so different, but you could chill while you play a board game video game. Or maybe, like some people were saying there actually are single-player board games. And I was like, what is it, like a single-player RPG or something? I don't know. You're rolling dice, and that's what it's really about, is the level of chance of rolling the dice or whatever. I'm not sure. So, but we were talking about this yesterday, trying to get ideas of, rather than it always being about let's just keep playing video games, that we could start doing different stuff, right? And I'd be okay with that. I feel like that would be fun to do something different and just try it. It doesn't have to be something that we do all the time or something that even necessarily will work, but just to try something different rather than we always doing the same thing over and over. And yes, I'm aware Lego is expensive. We talked about this. Like, for example, they have this awesome, what's the name of the tree? The Deku tree from Zelda. It's an amazing Lego set. It looks so good, and it's like $300. It's like, no, if I were to try out something like that, it would not be a ginormous, expensive Lego set to start. Let's say, for example, we decide we want to give it a demo stream. So one night, for a 2-hour stream, I buy a simple Lego set of something neat. I'll try to find something that's good, that's either pop culture related or, video game related. And we put it together. It's a simple one. It doesn't take a long time. And we talk and we chill as I do it. If it is, well engaged and supported, if people come to hang out and they support the stream, I could then use the funds from that stream to go buy the next Lego set. Do you see? So, again, it would depend on how well it goes. If it ends up being really slow, then no, it's not an ongoing idea that could work. But I would be okay with, like, doing Lego nights every once in a while, and then I go buy the next one or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be kind of cool, I feel. But that was, one idea. Like I said, I feel like as I get older, we should start to branch out to find other things to do together rather than just me sitting here playing a video game all day, right? Avarice says, would the office be sufficient? Would you have to reposition your camera? I'm sure we could figure it out. Like, if we're doing a Lego night, I can just take all the game shit from off of this folding table here and put the folding table right here. And we could easily turn the webcam so you could see better what I'm doing, right? You don't have to see my face. You want to see the Legos being put together and stuff? That definitely could happen. Building a birdhouse? I don't know if I'm that handy, because a birdhouse would be like glue and fucking wood and shit. I don't know. I'm talking about like things that are simple. A simple snap together kind of a model, or, a Lego that you just put the pieces together. I don't know about actually like handsy craftsman work like that. Oh God, IKEA building tutorials. You want me to buy something from IKEA and try to put it together on a stream? Now you guys are torturous. You guys just want to torture me. You don't want to have fun and chill with me. You want to actually like laugh at me. Yeah, what we could do, I would take this camera and I would reposition it to aim down at my folding table that I have right here. Because it's a big square. It's about 2 square feet. It's not bad. It's a good size to build a Lego. And I would have the pieces over here, and I would just put them together on the table with the camera aimed down so you'd see my hands building the Legos. And I could always jump on camera every once in a while or just, but that's doable. This tripod is a gun style. You know what that means? You squeeze the handle like you're squeezing the handle of a gun, and it actually then moves around on a turret. So I could easily aim the camera down at a table to do something on the table and then just bring it back up and aim it back at my setup. It's actually designed to do that. Yeah, so that would not be a problem at all with this current tripod I have. Jigsaw puzzles? I don't know if that would be fun. Jigsaw puzzles? Isn't that really... Like, with a Lego thing, at least, like, there's an end product that could be a piece of decoration that maybe I could put behind me in my setup, and it's cool to talk while you do it, and you see it come together slowly. A jigsaw puzzle is kind of like... I don't know. Like, I feel like a jigsaw puzzle is fun to do for yourself, or it's fun to do with a friend. I don't know if you want to do it on a stream. I don't think that would be very fun. And I don't have a big area for jigsaw puzzles. A Lego is going to sit there in one spot, and it's not going to, it's 3-dimensional, while, jigsaw puzzle's 2D, and you need a big open space to do it. So I don't think the puzzle would really work. I think it'd be pretty boring. That's true, too. Bookworm says, anything less than a 1,000-piece puzzle is kind of too simple. Like, he says, for babies. And it would just take far too long to do a 1,000-piece puzzle. I mean, you're right. It would take forever. What's up, X-Shooter? How are you today? Good morning. Good to see you. So I would like to start brainstorming ideas like this. I think this was a good idea when we started talking about this yesterday. And I was like, that's not bad. You're doing something different. And I have the tripod to do it, to aim differently in the room and do different things. So I'd be down for something different like that. You'd have to stare at my hands all day that are eczema-ridden. They don't look that bad, but some days they look pretty bad. Depends on the day. But, but outside of that, I think it would be pretty neat to try something different, right? So let me know. Give me your thoughts on this idea. Do you like the Lego idea? I kind of like the Lego idea, but maybe I'm just not educated enough to know what other things we could do together. Because I'm sure there's a few other things that probably would work. I'm just, I'm a dunce. I don't know what's going on in pop culture today with that kind of stuff. I don't think a puzzle would work, but maybe something else, a simple model. I know they have snap together models and things like that you can do. Maybe something cool like that to build together. And then you could have it as part of my background setup and stuff like that after the fact. And again, if the streams do well, I wouldn't be opposed to then growing into something bigger. Like, hell, if the streams are doing well, I could get an expensive Lego set and we could build that together too, right? But they need to do well. So we have to see how they do, right? That's true. I didn't even realize that. Bandito says, yeah, you could get the Mario Legends set. I forgot that they even have, like, Mario sets. They just started with those, right? That would be pretty cool. I think so. Okay. Well, that's really all I wanted to talk about. Also, keep in mind, we want to start planning the upcoming marathon event. You guys have said you wanted one, so I'm talking about either late July or early August. And the idea we have is kind of a summer bash party where I'll probably do a few various different things. Maybe I'll do some multiplayer gameplay like Street Fighter. Maybe I'll do like some Stardew Valley chill stuff, right? Or we could do other special things, maybe some indie games or something like that. We talked about, having some food, some booze, more laid back atmosphere, not a super serious one, more of a relaxed thing where we're not pushed for time and we have to hit a certain amount of games or anything during it. Just kind of more relaxing and having a fun together, which is kind of what I want. But TubTub says that Lego actually has botanical sets that that are cool decorations for your house. I have a plant and cherry blossom set. Cool. I know they have, I have a million of them, right? And you know what also would be cool? This would give me an opportunity maybe go to the mall. We have a Lego store at our local mall and just see what they've got and maybe pick something nice out, you know, in person, being able to see it and everything is kind of cool. Yeah. Okay. So, good ideas. Let's keep that rolling. I don't want to talk too much about that today simply because, like I said, today's an opportunity. Maybe we can end the podcast early and play more Elden Ring. So, let's talk more about that. Let's get ideas for that kind of stuff. I'd love to hear your feedback and your thoughts, and also help me out to plan this upcoming marathon event. Okay? Okay. That is true. Also, oh yeah, the Nintendo World Championships game is coming out in mid July, and I thought maybe I could do some challenge runs in that for the marathon as well. That'd be kind of cool. Okay. Okay. First super chat of the day is from someone called Whatever123, who did a £10 super chat. Thank you so much. They said, how's your day? It's good to finally meet DSP. Day's going pretty good. Jasper Kitty in the office here today. And, you know, I'm ready for a challenging day. I had a very relaxing day yesterday with the React stuff, which is always good to break up the content. But today I am ready for the challenge of Elden Ring and Street Fighter 6. I mean, variety. You want to talk about variety streaming. To go from one extreme to the other like that, right? So thank you, Whatever123. First super chat of the day. Okay. I received a $5 tip. Oh, David Barclay, the reason you got banned is because you spoiled Elden Ring in the chat and everyone complained, dude. You literally spoiled the name of a major boss coming up that I didn't even know was in it. And now everyone yelled at you. That's why you got banned. You literally gave outright spoilers to Elden Ring. It wasn't a moderator. It was me. You cannot put spoilers of the game we're about to fucking play in the chat. Like, what the hell are you thinking, dude? You know, like, that's completely over 100% against the fucking rules. And you blew them. So that's your fault, not mine. That's on you. If you don't understand not to be spoiling the major thing that everyone's playing, that's a major fucking problem. Okay, like, even me, I said, hey, I'm going to give you some spoilers about story, and I waved so people don't get spoiled. You know, you can't be doing that shit. So, I'm sorry. Like, yesterday, I don't know why you got banned or who banned you. Today, I can outright tell you it was me because you spoiled fucking Elden Ring, and now I'm actually angry at you because you told me about a boss that I didn't know was in there. You know, it was a guess. It was a guess for me because, like I said, I was guessing about certain things about this DLC. That it appears that my guesses were correct, but it wasn't confirmed, and now you spoil. So now, of course, when it happens, I'm not going to be surprised, and that's your fault. So that's why you're not in here. So if you think you can behave and you want to apologize and come back, great. But if not, I don't want you back in here. I can't have you spoiling fucking story elements of fucking Elden Ring. That was really dumb. So now you're the top tipper and you're banned from chat. Good luck or good work on that one. I just received a $4.20 tip from MPC. Did you enjoy listening to the Offspring back in the day? Oh yeah, there's the kids aren't all right. Pretty fly for a white guy. Remember those big hits they had, and that was back in the era of music videos. So they actually had some pretty interesting and or you know entertaining music videos as well. So yeah, the Offspring were pretty good back in the day. Okay. I received a $1.25 tip from Pickle Nipple. I wish you'd go back to Minecraft. Maybe someday, but you see, the thing about Minecraft is I played it so long. If you remember, I actually played it over a year pretty consistently. And I enjoyed it, but you get to the point where it's like, there's so many other chill games out there that you can play. I felt like it kind of got played out, and I wasn't too interested in it anymore. If you remember, the appeal became more about me trying to build these giant structures than just chilling, and it became too stressful. Like, the whole point was supposed to be relax with the audience. Instead, it became build this giant thing, right? So, there you go. Jasper, what are you doing? He's attacking a wire on the floor. Anyway, okay, let's continue. I received a $3.50 tip from Anonymous Tipper. I'm a massive Souls fan. I beat the Elden Ring DLC. It doesn't feel like it deserved the 95 on Metacritic. I'm thinking critics are afraid of most FromSoft fans' thoughts. I mean, I can't answer that. I'm 9 hours in. That's a kind of silly question because if I'm only 9 hours in, I can't tell you what my thoughts are. But yeah, I think what happened is that Elden Ring became such a mainstream financial and hugely pop cultural filled success that since everyone's kissing its butt, oh my God, if we review it negatively, people are going to pan us and say that we don't know what we're talking about. Jasper, why do you gotta chew my wire? We're already having problems with that wire. Come on. Stop. Stop. I'm gonna chew your wire. Stop right now. Stop. Not gonna happen. If you're bored, go hang out in the closet or get a pet from me. Don't chew the wires. We already have, that's the same wire. That's the Xbox controller wire. That's we're already sometimes having problems with, and now he's chewing it. Not good. Okay. All right. I received a super chat from Bobby Padlock. Thank you to Bobby Padlock for a super chat this morning. Let's get you up on the leaderboard. Okay. No, Don Finucci, I don't do pranks of any kind, so you can just stop right there. I have no intention of doing shitty, lowbrow, uneducated, irresponsible, immature, stupid as fuck prank content. I'm never doing that. The Blimp says, your observations seem to be spot on. Keep up with your honesty. I'm running into the same issues as you. Okay. No, kill it, interchange. That's exactly why I don't talk about that kind of stuff. So a couple of days ago, apparently, I don't know who, but apparently someone made some crazy accusation against Dr. Disrespect. Everyone was like, what? Like, it's completely out of left field. And people were like, I don't know if I believe that. Show evidence if you're going to say shit like that on the internet. And people were asking me to talk about it. And I was like, I'm just not going to mention it at all. Because unless there's some kind of corroboration or evidence, no one should really be promoting or talking about something like that because it's heinous, right? So now they're saying, come to find out, it was all bullshit. This guy was trying to get attention for himself to promote a concert or something. It's like, well, that's why I don't fucking talk about it, right? That's why I purposefully stayed away from it on here because I was like, I don't, you don't propagate that kind of really harmful toxicity until you get some kind of evidence that it's true, and then you give an opinion. When I just hear someone said something, but there's literally no evidence or corroboration of it, I'm not going to entertain it. Only if we get more stuff like that, right? Then I'll entertain it if I get evidence of something, Listen, there's plenty of reasons to not like Dr. Disrespect that have been out there for many, many years. You don't need to make ones up. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things he's done that people already know are documented bad. Why would you make other shit up? Right? So, I don't know. Okay, let's see here. I received a $7 tip from Super Snow Carl Turbo HD Remix. He said, this is going to be a long message. Okay, hold on. Let me get him up on the leaderboard since it's going to be a long message. So it's Super Snow Carl 2 Turbo HD Remix. What a name. Oops, with a $7 tip. Okay. So let's see. He says, do you see that you are positively being talked about within the Kino Casino and Broken Review Tech communities? Now, FYI, no. I pay no attention to anything in any kind of drama circles or anything. I'm just here with you guys. That's it. I have this here on my streams, and then I'm with my wife and my family outside of streams. That's it. I don't pay any attention to the internet drama. I'm completely disconnected from it for a good reason. If you haven't noticed, this year has been a good year. We're 6 months in. There's been no drama around DSP and the circles here. We're good, right? We're good. I dodged many bullets this year so far. I don't want to go any wrong direction. We're good with how things are going. Okay? So no, I have no idea what you're talking about. For good reason. Okay? Now, apparently, you're being called intelligent for dodging a bullet. The PC that ReviewTech was going to send you was a hacked computer. Then he would try to manipulate your stream from the comfort of his own home. I'd say smart of you to avoid the nonsense and trusting your gut for not working with him. He even had some alleged creepy stuff on it too. Yeah, but first of all, there's absolutely no one who could confirm that. No one. Who are you going to trust? The person who used to be his ex-editor, who obviously doesn't like him and is in a beef with him. Is that a trustworthy source? No. Would he literally admit that publicly? No. So that sounds really stupid to me. Plus, there'd be a lot of legal liabilities there, I hate to tell you, that, you know. So I'm just saying, like, that would be pretty dumb if he was going to do that. And quite frankly, I never would have accepted a gift like that from someone like that regardless. That's really stupid. There's a difference between someone wants to contribute to your stream and you use that contribution to buy a new PC that's new and guaranteed to work versus just taking a donated piece of equipment that someone else already used and has shit on it. No. I would never do. That's insanely stupid. You'd be a dunce to do that because you're just setting yourself up for disaster. So, no, I wouldn't have done that regardless. And I don't feel like I dodged any bullet because, number one, I don't believe it. I'll just say that. I don't believe that Rich is that stupid because if he did, I probably would have ended up going to court suing the fuck out of him anyway and winning. That's number one. And number two, no, I'm not dumb enough to accept that kind of stuff anyway. Okay? Jasper, what did I already say? I have to stop. Jasper. One or the other. Jasper, either you behave or I'm throwing you out of the office. It's one or the other. I can't have you chewing wires. It's dangerous to you. It's dangerous to my equipment. It's dangerous to everything. You can't do it. It's not allowed. You understand me? Now he's sitting here nicely. Well, why wouldn't you sit here nicely before instead of chewing my wires? I want to yell at Jasper. He's misbehaving. You can't do that. It's harmful to you, buddy. And I think you know that because you only chew wires when you want attention. Okay. Please relax, Jasper. Okay? Please relax. Okay. Okay. I received a very generous $20 tip. A $20 tip this morning. Now, hold on. Did I hit my camera? Am I centered? I guess I'm centered, right? I might be slightly off, but I think I'm all right. So I received a $20 tip from Darren, who says, I think it might be a good idea to try to have guests on your podcast. Hold on. I'm sure many would be down for it. Yeah, all my trolls would be down for it, and they'd certainly all be trying to get on the show nonstop. In addition, anyone who I had on as a positive guest would then be mass harassed by my trolls, which is the problem with me associating with anyone, which is why I stayed away from associating with anyone for so many years, you know, is because of the level of harassment that these very, very insane people do. This is not the behavior of people who have well-adjusted psyches. These people are broken in the head. And then they go and just mass harass people for literally having any association with me. So that's why I don't have guests on my show. The moment someone appears, they will be mass harassed. That simple. So, no. I'm sorry. I wish I could. I wish I could have a normal show, but it would not work. You know? It just wouldn't at this point, right? Okay. I received a $5 tip from the Blimp. He says, here you go. I appreciate all of your content. Thank you so much to the Blimp for a $5 tip. I'm not even kidding you. When I was, working with Mike Klum on the possible documentary about me, we were talking about having people appear in the documentary as fans of mine to talk about why they like the content, how long they've been a fan, what my content and interacting with me has meant to them. And literally, I'm not shitting you. We were talking about having them film in a dark room wearing a mask with a voice changer. So no one would know their identity, so no one would then go after them and harass them for admitting on camera that they're my fan. I wish that was a joke, but that's the level that it's gotten. That people who are publicly admitting that they're fans would get fucking mass harassed by my fucking trolls. It's so dumb. I know, everyone's laughing. I agree with you. That sounds fucking ludicrous to me that we would have to do that. But Mike was like, yeah, like that's probably what we would have to do after having like investigated the situation and seeing how ridiculous it is with these fucking people. You know? I'm like, okay, I think I've caught up with all the contributions so far this morning. We'll do just a little bit more time for Q&A. If you guys want something to talk about, tag me in chat. If any other contributions come in, I'll shout them out. But it is looking like we're going to end the podcast on the earlier side and get some extra Elden Ring gameplay in, which is fine. Yesterday's React stuff was pretty good, Yurichi. Good variety of stuff. Some notable stuff from the React show. I can actually pull up here so you guys know what to expect over the week. Maybe we should do this once a week on Monday. Recap what we did on the show. By the way, one of the videos is completely glitched. YouTube is infinitely running checks on it, meaning it'll never apparently get fully approved for ad revenue for no good reason. I don't know why, so I might have to re-upload the video. So, videos include Asian pancakes, police becoming harder on crime here in Washington State, how Linus Tech Tips is saying real AI actually doesn't exist, it's all just a bunch of bullshit to spin things to try to sell it, how Islam and Christianity are actually very similar in many different ways as religions, some wedding fails, my thoughts on Maximilian Dude reacting when the Marvel vs. Capcom collection was announced live on camera. Me commentating over a Marvel vs. Capcom 2 money match from 20 years ago that I lost horribly. Got completely hosed by a player called Mix-Up from Florida. Talking about PCs and the whole PC master race idea and why or why not PCs would actually be better than gaming on consoles or other things. And that's just a few of the things, okay? That's just a few of the things. So, yeah, pretty cool. This one video, though, I've never seen that before. Checks still running. I uploaded the video almost a day ago, and I guess YouTube is fucked up. I've never seen it infinitely check like that ever before, so... I've also got this, another video got claimed for a song that runs for like 5-10 seconds, so I'm muting the song right now. I actually wonder if it worked on the live stream. No. I tried to mute it in the live stream, it didn't even fucking work. Shit. Yeah, YouTube's messed up these days, man. So I gotta remember later today to re-upload that video to try to get it to actually work since it's not working right now. What a piece of shit. Okay. But anyway, that's what happened on the React show. And then last night, we finished Rise of Nightmares, which had a really crappy ending, as I suspected it would. And we jumped back into Dark Souls 1 for about an hour, which was fun. The Dark Souls 1 playthrough is very fun to react to. I'm looking forward to doing it the entire React stream next weekend, because, you know, we only did it for about an hour last night. I'm actually way more excited to do it for a full stream next week when we're in the midst of Elden Ring Mania, right? So that'll be cool. Let's see here. Are we going to make breakfast burritos again? We have all the ingredients for it, but my wife hasn't gotten around to doing it for this week yet, but I would love it if she made them again because I really, really liked them last week. Hopefully she'll make them again. Let's see here. Would I consider bringing back bubble guns for the summer event? Maybe for the summer event. Maybe because it's a special event, I would use them and then I would clean up. Like maybe, you know, just for to be silly fun, or if we hit a certain level of support, maybe I would use them. But, you know, we'll see. Have I ever shot a real gun before? No, I've held a gun in my hand, but I've never fired one. Iron Man the Power says over the weekend he saw Pixar Inside Out 2. It was fantastic. 10 out of 10. I remember seeing Inside Out 1, but it was a long time ago, and it was like late night, and I was probably drinking like a decade ago. Whenever it came out, I don't remember. And I don't really remember the movie. So I can't really comment if I liked it or not. I don't remember at all. Let's see. I received a $1.25 tip. Excuse me, from Pickle Shit. Your trolls are mentally unstable. I remember they tried to turn off your power. Yes, I've told you that story many times. They've tried to do many awful things to me and my family members. That's the other thing, too, that's crazy, that, you know, they try to do stuff to people that have absolutely nothing to do with me just because they have some kind of an indirect, like, relation to me, which it makes no fucking sense at all. It's just, I mean, that's just insanely crazy behavior, right? To try to seek down someone's family members who they don't even talk to try to seek out people who I used to be friends with decades ago. These people are very unhinged. These are dangerous people, quite frankly, who should probably be medically monitored. But instead, someone just let them exist free in society to do these heinous things across the internet. So, pretty fucked up. I received a $1 tip. Play the Disney Afternoon Collection. It's retro chill games, and you can talk about your history with those cartoons and games from back in the day, but also include in the collection on PSN as a remaster of the SNES classic Gargoyles. I own it. I bought it years ago when it was on sale for like $5, but I never got around to playing it because no one really asked for it. I would consider it, but it wouldn't be a serious playthrough. It would have to be just like considered a chill thing. I'm not going to sit there and try to play through Tailspin in its entirety. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Anything else, guys? Anything else? If not, we'll probably get to Elden Ring, unless there's some more. Tag me in the chat, or if any other contributions come in. It's really just interactive at this point. I got nothing else to do. Do I like cup noodles? Not really. They're too salty. I probably would not eat cup noodles. There's plenty of other ramen style stuff you can get that's much better. Like at Costco, they sell these ramen bowls that are frozen, and it has white meat grilled chicken, all kinds of vegetables, much better broth that's not salty. It's like a savory broth, not salty. And it's frozen. All you do, you add water, you put it into a microwave, and you get it out of there, and it tastes absolutely amazing. And by the way, it's actually good for you. It's not full of sodium. So that's what I would eat, not instant noodles. Those are fucking gross. What weapon am I using? I have two weapons. I have a dual wielding lightning axes that I got from the Death Knight boss. And then I got a giant anvil hammer, which I actually don't remember what it's called. Is it called anvil hammer or blacksmith anvil? I don't know. And that I got from the optional, like, blacksmith's dungeon that I found to the southeast of Castle Ensis. And that's a really good weapon for stagger. It's super stagger weapon, basically. Like, poise build stagger weapon. How come no one ever asked me to do GoldenEye on N64 if the majority of my viewers are in their 30s? They did, actually, but there hasn't been a good version. Like, we've looked at different versions of the game, and most of them are far inferior, pretty crappy. Not good not good ports or anything. So that's why I never really got around to playing that game. If they ever fully remade it or something, maybe I would check it out. I don't know. When's the next Viewer's Choice playthrough? When we have need for one. Right now, we don't have need for one. We have plenty of stuff to work on, and no need to do any kind of Viewer's Choice polling. The damn man says, good, I'm doing my weekly Costco trip today. I'll pick up some of those noodle bowls. Yeah, they're in the freezer. Get them in the freezer. They are really, really good. Like, really delicious. Do I get a Costco hot dog whenever I go there? No. I've had one Costco hot dog ever, and it was really, really good. And I've had one piece of Costco pizza, and that was really, really good. But it's rare that we'd be out, and it's the middle of the day, and we're, like, hungry, because usually we eat before we leave, and then we eat dinner out later. So to be shopping in the middle of the day and at Costco and being hungry is kind of an oddity. But there was one particular time when I remember our breakfast, something had gone with our breakfast that it was really light, or something like that. So we ended up being hungry early, and that's when we got like the food at Costco. You know how can order food at the regular checkout lines. What the hell does that mean? Would I recommend moving to Seattle? No. Would I recommend moving to this area? Yes, but not into Seattle. Seattle is really bad right now. Crime is still rampant. They're trying to revamp everything. The former police chief completely quit, feeling powerless and completely nerfed with the way that the things are out here with laws. And then the interim police chief now is being accused of being an awful police chief and sexual harassment and all kinds of shit, like unfair treatment of people in his department. So if you go to Seattle, I'm not even kidding. It's pretty much really bad. Everyone agrees. Tons of crime, theft, harassment, and a lot of people just get away with it. The laws haven't even really changed in Seattle where they should. They haven't been fixed to allow police to enforce the law. So there's a lot of lawlessness. And a lot of people have said Seattle used to be like a big tourist center, and everyone loved it. And a lot of businesses in the last 5 years have completely shut down due to repeat robberies, smash and grabs, and no one does anything about them. And basically, a lot of people just say they feel unsafe in Seattle. Don't go there. So I literally haven't been there in many, many years. I'm not going there. It's a 45-minute drive away. I'm not going there. Fuck that. Until they get their shit together, I'm not wasting time. Right? What's the next playthrough since I said July has no new games? We have many options. Some of the things I've been debating are the System Shock remake. Okay. Riven, which is getting a remaster. I think it's literally releasing any day now on PC, and apparently someone checked, and my mini PC can run the Riven remake. It just barely makes the recommended specs, but my mini PC could actually run the Riven remake. So I might play Riven on there over the summer. Or, there's a few things. We could bring back some playthroughs. There's a few options there. So we're debating things. And, of course, remember, Fallout 4 also is going to continue. Excuse me. Whew. No, I've already played Beyond Good and Evil. I am aware that they're releasing this 20th anniversary edition of the game, but I already replayed it in HD. I've done a full playthrough of it, so. No, I'm not planning on continuing Dragon's Dogma 2. Quite frankly, that game initially had a little bit of hype, but after a week or two, it really died down and no one really cared anymore, including me. Like, I'll be honest, after having played it for as long as I did, what was it, like 10, 12 hours or whatever I played? I was bored. There really wasn't that much to the game. It was very similar to the original. I was very disappointed with the graphical performance. As much as I tried to be positive about it, I'll be honest, it should be running at 60 frames and it runs sub 30, which is a joke in the modern era. And it just didn't feel like there was anything innovative about the game at all. It felt like a really boring experience after a while. Like, is this going to be the whole game, huh? Just running around doing the same shit. So, nope. I don't think it holds up in today's modern era of gaming. It was quite boring. That's right. I watched Catherine play much longer. Cat played for like almost 40 hours. I'm not kidding. She played like 3 times longer than me. And that far in, she quit. She was like, I played as far as I could, and even I'm quitting. It's too boring, too repetitive, and there was a lot of glitches. Like for her, there were entire NPCs that wouldn't show up, so she couldn't complete quest lines. And then she would go online, and other people would say, yep, it's happened to us too. It's just fucked up. This game is fucking messed up. I'm like, well, I'm not going to waste time on it then. Well, I check out the Steam sale later this week on my mini PC. I don't know. I didn't know that it existed. If you guys wanted me to, maybe we could do that. See what's on there. I know now that my mini PC can run probably half those games. That's kind of neat. I have no idea if I'll go back to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth again. It seems like there's a small but vocal group of people who want me to play it. But it's not a lot. It's one day, every day I get one person who comments on my video, hey, is Rebirth coming back? And then outside of that, like once a day, someone asks on a stream. So it's like 5 people who actually want to see the game. The bottom line is no one wanted to see the game when it was new. I was playing it very, very much when it was a new game. I was excited for it. I got to the second open world area. It started to get boring and repetitive. I noticed it was the same as the first open world content. It was already rehashed. And then immediately people got turned off. That I still remember the stream had like barely 300 viewers. It was actually going under 300 viewers. Everyone on the stream was completely disconnected from the stream, talking about sports and other things. And literally, it was my least supported stream in months. So people aren't showing up, not talking about the game, not supporting the stream. Obviously, people didn't care about it. So why am I going to continue to play it if no one wants it, right? So then here it is months later, some people start to vocally say, hey, I want to see it. Well, I mean, there's like 5 of you. You know, it doesn't seem like anyone cared about that game, which is sad. I really thought it was going to be hype. Like when Remake came out, people were hyped. People were very hyped for Remake. It might just simply be that people didn't want a trilogy of Final Fantasy VII games. They only wanted one. It could be that it just took too long for it to come out. It could be that it was RPG overload with way too many fucking RPGs this year. It could be one of a million factors, but the evidence, the facts remain. People weren't excited for it or showing up for it, so there was no reason for me to continue it. And now we're so far removed from it, I don't know how it would work. Especially because people are saying, dude, it's like a minimum 80-hour game. So now you expect me to jump into the game this many months later and play it for 60 hours and you think it's going to be successful? I'm not so sure about that. I've never been outside of the United States with the exception once I went to Canada and visited Newfoundland, which was a fishing town near the eastern coast. And the reason was because I worked at a helicopter company and we had a helicopter that they had bought and they were using to go to their oil rig back and forth. And they had some consignment inventory parts there. So I went there to help reconcile big discrepancies in the consignment inventory. But that was my only trip outside the U.S. I've ever been on. Of course, I'm interested in going to Japan someday. I would love that. I don't know if it'll ever be viable, but it would be nice. You know, let's be honest here. One thing that a lot of people don't think about is when you get a pet and then you're like, oh, can I go on a trip? Not really. Like, for example, if I go to Japan, I don't want to go for 4 days. I want to go for like 2 weeks. I can't have Jasper be with someone else for 2 weeks. Jasper's literally never been with anyone besides us since we got him. So how on earth would we be away from Jasper for so long? He would be traumatized, right? So as long as we have Jasper, we basically can't go on like a big vacation at all. Maybe we could get away with a couple days, but there's no way we could ever go on a major vacation. And that's on us because we took him in, right? When you get pets, you have to fucking take care of them like they're family members. You can't just be irresponsible, you know? So yeah, I'd say right now, there's no real way that we could ever go on any kind of a major trip or anything like that. You know, we've talked every once in a while about maybe like a, you know, getting away for a day or two. But where would we go? Seattle? Seattle's a shithole right now. If Seattle was better, we'd love to go back to Seattle. We only went there once in 2018 and that was it. So we'd love to go back, but I really realistically don't see that really happening at this point, you know? No, see, it's fucked up. You know, so leave him at a kitty hotel. Yes, leave the cat who literally has been with us his entire life since we rescued him, many, many years, leave him in a cat hotel for 2 weeks. Oh, that totally wouldn't mess with his mind or anything. I'm sure he'd love that, right? No, that's fucked up. You don't do that kind of stuff. Okay. I received a $1.11 tip. You should do another run of Bloodborne. Maybe I will someday. It certainly would help if they would make some kind of an upgraded version of the game instead of the base PS4 version, but we've talked about this. Even Miyazaki has talked about this, that he would like to see it. It just seems like it's Sony's problem. It's Sony who will not allow it to happen, right? BITW also, we didn't have Jasper when we went to Connecticut, remember? I told you that. Like Jasper, we actually, it was right after our trip, I believe. Yeah, it was right after our trip. We got married and then we came back and then we rescued Jasper. Hmm? Is Noita still a planned project? Perhaps for night streams as some variety. Yes, perhaps. It very well, I might play it. I mean, I haven't refunded it. I'm interested in playing it again. So it's a maybe. I did really like it when I played it. I thought it was fun. Is Jasper behaving now? Yeah, he's laying down now. He's relaxing. Finally. Unfortunately, they're probably waiting until PS6 to release Bloodborne. PS6. Yes, of course. Oh my god. All right, at this point, I'm just getting bombarded with silly questions. I think that we should end the show, and I'll get to I almost said Bloodborne. I'll get to Elden Ring early. So thank you all for chilling. For those who did support the stream early, I appreciate that. Please support today's Elden Ring stream. Being that I'm going to be putting so much time and effort into this game, I would really appreciate... He's doing it again. Jasper, I just told everyone you were being good. Oh my god. I just said to everyone you're behaving. Now you're going to misbehave? Fire out of me? No. Absolutely not. Not going to make a liar out of me. Going to be a good... Oh my god. All right. Let's end the show. All right, guys. Thank you for chilling. Thanks for watching the Level 1 podcast. Thank you for the early support. I hope you will stick around to watch Elden Ring today as I continue with my new builds. And thank you all for your input. I would love more input about the Lego thing, about stuff to do outside of the Lego thing, but other things for streams. Also, ideas for the upcoming marathon event. All that feedback is appreciated. Please leave some comments. Let me know. Jasper, being fresh. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow.